Welcome to PVT Express News. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. And now, here's today's content. It was supposed to be just another routine promotional event. The lights were bright, the stage was set, and the atmosphere felt familiar. Fans gathered with excitement, cameras ready, waiting to see two of the industry's most talked about stars, Seong and Tansongyun, appear together once again. They walked onto the stage side by side, smiling, composed, and effortlessly professional. To anyone watching, it looked exactly as expected, two successful actors promoting their latest project with the same polished chemistry they had always shown. But then, something shifted. Midway through the event, Seong did something no one saw coming. His tone changed, subtle at first, but noticeable. The usual scripted rhythm of the conversation faltered. He paused, glanced briefly toward Tansongyun, and then, with a sincerity that felt almost fragile, began to speak from the heart. What followed wasn't part of any promotional plan. It wasn't rehearsed. And it certainly wasn't ordinary. A moment that changed everything. In a voice that carried both courage and hesitation, Seong opened up about feelings he had been quietly holding on to. The room, once filled with the low hum of excitement, fell into complete silence. Even the audience seemed unsure how to react. Was this still part of the show? But the emotion on his face said otherwise. He spoke about working with Tansongyun, describing the experience as something deeply meaningful. Not just professionally rewarding, but personally transformative. He shared that she wasn't just a talented colleague, she was someone who made him feel at ease, someone who allowed him to be himself in an industry where authenticity is often hard to maintain. There was no exaggeration, no dramatic flair, just honesty. And that's what made it powerful. The reaction no one could script. Tansongyun's response was immediate, though not verbal. Caught off guard, she smiled, slightly awkward, yet undeniably touched. Her eyes reflected a mix of surprise and emotion, as if she were processing the moment in real time, just like everyone else in the room. The camera lingered on her expression, and in that brief silence, 1,000 interpretations were born. Was she moved? Did she feel the same way? Or was she simply overwhelmed by the unexpected confession? She didn't say much, but she didn't need to. Her body language spoke volumes. When the internet takes over. Within minutes, clips of the moment began circulating online. Within hours, they had exploded. The video racked up millions of views, and social media platforms lit up with discussions, reactions, and endless speculation. Hashtags related to Seong and Tansongyun surged to the top of trending charts, not just locally, but internationally. Fans dissected every second of the clip. Every glance. Every pause. Every subtle gesture. What had once been overlooked suddenly became evidence. Old interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and candid moments were pulled back into the spotlight, analyzed frame by frame. And a new narrative began to form. The signs were always there. Longtime fans were quick to speak up. Some claimed they had noticed a unique closeness between the two long before this moment. The way they joked with each other between takes. The comfortable silence they shared. The small, seemingly insignificant gestures, like checking if the other had eaten or offering quiet encouragement during difficult scenes. At the time, it had all been dismissed as professional chemistry. Now, it felt like something more. Suddenly, those little moments carried new weight. They weren't just interactions, they were clues. And in the eyes of fans, the pieces of the puzzle were finally falling into place. Courage in the spotlight. What made Suk-kai's confession resonate so deeply wasn't just the content, it was the risk. In an industry where image is everything and personal lives are often guarded with extreme care, speaking openly about one's feelings can be a dangerous move. Careers can shift overnight. Public perception can change in an instant. And yet, he chose honesty. That decision alone earned him widespread respect. Many praised his courage, seeing it as a rare glimpse of genuine emotion in a world often driven by strategy and control. For some, it wasn't even about whether his feelings were romantic. It was about the fact that they were real. Love story or clever strategy? Of course, not everyone was convinced. Skeptics questioned whether the moment was truly spontaneous. Could it have been a carefully planned promotional tactic designed to generate buzz? After all, the timing was undeniably effective. Public interest in their project skyrocketed. Media coverage intensified. Their names dominated headlines and online discussions. But even among the doubters, one thing was undeniable. The moment felt authentic. And authenticity is hard to fake. Behind-the-scenes stories emerge. As the buzz continued, new details began to surface. Crew members who had worked closely with the pair started sharing quiet observations, stories that had gone unnoticed before but now seemed significant. They spoke of how Suk-kai and Tansongyun often spent time together between shoots, not just rehearsing lines but simply talking and laughing. There was a natural ease between them, a comfort that didn't feel forced. One story, in particular, captured fans' attention. During a challenging emotional scene, Tansongyun had struggled to memorize her lines. Without drawing attention, Suk-kai stayed by her side, patiently helping her practice, offering encouragement, and making sure she felt supported. At the time, it was just a kind gesture. Now, it felt like something deeper. A subtle shift. Interestingly, after the confession went viral, their public dynamic changed. At subsequent events, they appeared more reserved. The easy closeness fans had once admired seemed replaced by a careful distance. Their interactions became more controlled, more measured. Naturally, this sparked a new wave of speculation. Were they trying to protect something private? Or were they under pressure to maintain a certain image? No one knew for sure. And perhaps that mystery only made the story more compelling. Fans choose support over speculation. Despite the endless theories, one sentiment remained consistent among fans: support. Whether Suk-kai and Tansongyun were simply close friends, something more, or somewhere in between, many agreed that their happiness mattered most. Messages of encouragement flooded social media, wishes for their success, hopes for their well-being, and, for some, dreams of a real-life love story unfolding. It became less about confirming a relationship and more about appreciating a moment that felt genuine. Why this moment matters. In an entertainment industry often shaped by calculated narratives, moments like this stand out. They remind us that behind the fame, the scripts, and the spotlight, there are real people with real emotions. And sometimes, those emotions break through in the most unexpected ways. Suk-kai is no longer seen only as a charismatic, slightly mysterious actor. He is now also viewed as someone capable of vulnerability and courage. Tansongyun, already admired for her warmth, is now even more beloved for her honest, unguarded reaction. Together, they created a moment that resonated far beyond a single event. The story isn't over yet. As of now, neither Seok nor Tansongyun has offered further clarification. And maybe they don't need to. Because sometimes, the beauty of a story lies in its uncertainty. Was it a confession of love? A fleeting emotional moment? Or the beginning of something more? No one can say for sure. But what is certain is this. For a brief moment, millions of people paused, watched, and felt something real. And in a world that often feels scripted, that's something worth remembering. So what do you think? Was Seok speaking from the heart, or was there more behind the scene than we realize? And what about Tansongyun? What do you think she truly felt in that moment? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. Please join the discussion. Feel free to leave comments. Welcome to my channel. Thank you all.